Greetings and salutations, everybody. This is Stephen Julian with Gwinnett Business Radio X, and we are broadcasting live from TPC Sugarloaf and the Mitsubishi Electric Classic Golf Tournament. Just want to remind everybody that these updates are presented by Ceridian. Ceridian makes work life better. I am pleased and honored to be joined right now by Rhonda Knight. Rhonda is the director of the HUMS Healing Center here in Metro Atlanta. Rhonda, welcome.
Well, hi, Stephen. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell people about HUMS, and you guys are a nonprofit organization.
We
and
certainly are a 501c3.
Yep, you're a 501c3 and a healing center. What specifically are you guys working with? What people are you working with?
Well, we're a little bit more than a healing center as well, too. But with HUMS, one of our main goals is to make a difference in this world, and especially dealing with violence. We are dedicated in the fight to help stop violence towards women and children and men too. You know, we don't discriminate, but people in general, but especially women and children. We definitely deal with things like dating, domestic violence or dating violence or sexual assault, but any type of crime. And so our goal is to help those out there that are listening not become victims of crimes, and then to be able to help those who have been victims of crimes.
You say in one of the things you brought over to us when we wanted to talk to you, talking about locally, the mission statement for HUMS.
Yes.
Is it locally and nationally uplifting hearts, minds, and souls, is a vocal advocate for women who've been victimized, survivors of violence, whether domestic or otherwise, abused, sexual assaulted, or raped. So vocal advocacy, what are some of the things that you guys do to be a vocal advocate?
That's a great question, Stephen, and I'm glad you asked me. One of the things that we do workshops, we do seminars to educate the public, we do radio and television when we can, and then we also do support groups. So a lot of times, most victims who are survivors of crimes find it hard to really have other people, even your family members, understand what you're going through. So we provide support groups to have like-minded people there to help you to be able to get past that stage of kind of healing, and then help those who have been through the healing process too, just to have someone to talk with. So it's great because we don't just do the traditional support groups. We actually incorporate things like drama therapy or music therapy, art therapy, Zumba, whatever it is that's going to uplift that person. HUMS is really about uplifting the heart, the mind, and the soul. And for me, as a survivor, I had to go on a journey to find something that would uplift me, and I knew it was something I needed for myself. So I know that many people who have overcome such tragic things need that same thing as well. So
we're Business Radio X. We have a lot of business owners and business leaders who listen to our programming. So for local businesses, you talked about doing workshops. I'm assuming these are workshops and these are classes that you can take outside the center. So if a business wants to do something to help educate their employees, churches, schools.
Yes.
You guys take this to the community as well.
Yes, we do. We definitely do. It's not, and when I say that we do workshops and seminars, we actually do that across the country. So it can be here in the Atlanta metro area, but certainly wherever there is a need, we'll go and we'll provide services to educate people. The seminars are usually 2 to 3 days. Workshops can be a couple of hours, but it's based on what that need is. So, for instance, if there's a business out there and they want to help the women or people in their establishment, learn certain things, whatever the subject matter may be, dealing with, let's say, sexual assault or something like that, then we can come in and we can do workshops and help to educate their group. We talk at universities, for churches, for different organizations, for police departments. So I actually go across the country myself personally and do motivational speaking.
And the breadth of what you guys can cover, it's not just it's not just after something happened. There's a lot of preventive.
Oh, definitely.
There's a lot of workshops, relationships, just all kinds of. I mean, there's a wide breadth of what you guys can do.
You got it. You're right. So right about that. And prevention is our number one goal because I don't want anybody to go through what I went through. So if we can prevent that person from making a mistake or being out there in a wrong place at the wrong time, or even if they were, what to do to get out of that situation. We certainly want to do that.
Yeah.
And the best way to help prevent violent crimes towards people is to educate as best we can. So that is our goal. And you're right, when we go and speak, we can actually speak on whatever subject matter that business wants us to speak on. As long as we can uplift and motivate people, that's our goal.
And this Hums grew. You've mentioned it a couple of times. Hums grew out of your own personal story.
Yes.
You have a book out called Blessed Survivor. Without retelling the entire book, because we want people to go buy it.
Oh, definitely.
But this story is obviously very personal to you. Talk about where the book came from and just a little bit of the background of your story.
Sure, I certainly will. Blessed Survivor is based on my story of surviving attempted murder and rape, and being able to overcome that, because it wasn't easy. I went through post-traumatic stress disorder. I went through anxiety. I went through I would not be out in the public like we are right now. I was so terrified of men, and I was scared of people. I thought everybody was going to try to kill me. You couldn't tell me any different. And I've always been that strong person, Stephen, that bounced back from anything. But I couldn't bounce back from that. So this person, and it was a person I knew, and this person actually helped me a lot with the outreach things that I was doing, not necessarily for Hums, but other avenues that I was doing at the time. I was running a property management company, a mortgage company in the state of Michigan, and this person set me up to kill me. And so he, when he set me up, he told me he was going to cut my throat, and the only way I was going to leave there was in a body bag. He raped me. So from that whole ordeal, I had to not only overcome one thing, I had to overcome two things, and it's very, very difficult, each one of them. So I know the fight to be able to make it through those things, and it's not an easy thing. And the thing that helps me, when you read the book Blessed Survivor, it not only tells my story, but it helps your family members, if you have someone that's been a victim of crime, know how to deal with them. Because sadly, a lot of people, they'll see when you're healed on the outside, and they'll say, oh, you look good, you're over everything, but they don't know the inward battle. So it's to educate people in my book as well, to understand how to deal with someone that's been through a traumatic experience.
And I like the obviously recounting the story is part of what the book does, but it's also to help people who either haven't been through something like that to learn, but also people who have to recognize that how you overcame and how you were now a blessed survivor.
Yes.
So going back to Hums and what you continue to do through that, obviously it's not something that you can do alone.
No.
So you are always looking for help.
Always.
So talk a little bit about how our listeners, whether they're in the Metro Atlanta area or not, how they can get involved with Hums.
Okay, great. And Stephen, with Hums, we're always looking for volunteers that want to come out and help us with some of our fundraising efforts. They can reach out to us at 678-667-2311. That's 678-667-2311. We're also always looking for donations. Whenever you have a nonprofit, in order for us to be able to reach out to the community and provide free services to people, we need funding for that. You guys know you can't do anything without funding. So if it's on your heart to give in any capacity, whether you're a business or an individual, please visit our website. It's www.h- or dash, whatever you want to call it, h-u-m-s as in Sam.org. That's Hums with the hyphens in between.org. And there's certainly a place there that you can donate for us. You also can read more about what we do. On our website, we make it a very resourceful website so that people can learn about, human trafficking or stalking or different things, or what are the effects of abuse and some of the preventive measures. So, and I do want to add one thing too to tell you just about my story for your listeners. We are in the Easter weekend for those who are believing in Easter or resurrection. And my story is a miracle. I just want people listening to know that God is so real in my life. And the reason that I'm here, I believe, is to make a difference for other people in their lives. So with my story, as you know, I was stabbed in my eye and could have lost my eye because I was stabbed directly in my eye during this altercation when this person was trying to kill me. And but I didn't lose my eye, and I'm not blind in my eye, don't have nerve damage, so much so that doctors were baffled. They couldn't understand how that can happen. But I tell people, God has a way of showing how real he was. The other part of my story that's interesting is that this person, every time he tried to cut my throat, the knife would not cut my throat. He cut my arms and hands and everywhere else his knife impacted, but it wouldn't cut my throat. So I'm here for a reason, and I want to make a difference for you or someone that you may know. Also, if you are a person in need of help, call us. We're here to support you. We're here to help your family member if you know someone. But, don't let them deal with this by themselves, because it's not an easy task.
Everybody listening needs to get involved in some particular way. Some people need to go on Amazon and get the book Blessed Survivor, or go to visit your local bookstore and find it. Some people need to go to the website, www.h-u-m-s.org, and get some resources. They need to call 678-667-2311 if they need some help or some answers. And we got business owners listening who need to bring you in and have them talk to the employees, help fund you to talk to other people. So we will do what we can by getting the word out there. And Rhonda, nothing left to say except thank you very much for sharing your story with us. How dare I interrupt you? Rhonda, you have one more thing you want to share?
Yes,
Go for it.
I do. For those businesses that are listening out there, what we would like to do for you, this is the season that we do our sponsorship and partnership with local businesses. And so if you want to really be involved with us on a regular basis, we are doing a luncheon that's on Hums. We're going to pay for the luncheon for you, but we want to invite you out to Mary Mac's. And for more details on that, you can come out and learn more about Hums. It is a fundraiser, so be ready to bring that checkbook.
That's right.
And support us as well. But we want to make sure you're more knowledgeable as to what we do. And if you want to partner with us, we certainly would welcome you to come on board.
And that info is on the website.
Well, that info you have to call me for.
Oh, okay. Yes. Now, same number, 678-667-2311.
Yes.
Do you have the date for the luncheon? Can you give that?
It is going to be next month.
Okay. Fantastic. So that'll be in May. So Rhonda Knight with Hums. And guess what? I forgot one other thing, or actually I was going to say one other thing. The story, you talked about it being in the Easter season, and one of the things about the Easter season is things that happen that just are baffling.
Yes.
But have beautiful endings. So thank you very much for sharing your Blessed Survivor story with us. That was Rhonda Knight with Hums. And just want one last reminder that all these interviews have been presented by Ceridian. Ceridian creates innovative technology that organizations around the world use to attract, develop, manage, and pay their people. Ceridian makes work life better.